Good morning, Mackie. For lunch today is a teriyaki bowl, cheese breadstick, and protein pack. For weather today is 62 for the high, 27 for the low, and rainy. For our moon tonight is a waxing crescent, visible of 4% and ages 1.81 days. For news today is Mackie's Mac and Cheese Food Drive. We will be collecting mac and cheese next week, November 18th through 22nd. For local food banks, these can provide full meals for families in need, any size and any brand. Please send them with your child next week. The class that brings the most mac and cheese will win a party. Each box you bring, you get a house point. Coach Wood, Mr. Parr, and Mr. E needs Respeto to step it up and earn more house points. For our idiom of the day is 2 peas in a pod, meaning to be so close and similar. Example, Chris and Danny are like 2 peas in a pod. They are in the same class, have the same interests, play the same sports, and even have the same haircut. They often get confused as being brothers. It's Make Me Laugh Monday. What has 4 wheels and flies? A garbage truck. Why do graveyards have a fence around them? Because people are dying to get in. What do you do when you cross an elephant and a potato? Mashed potatoes. Bye!
Okay, chapter 27, the bear. Now this concerns me because in chapter 26, Winslow was missing. Remember Winslow? We don't know where he's at. So for the next chapter to be called chapter 20, the bear, makes me a little worried. Okay, so here we go. The bear. Once when Louis was 4 or 5 years old, he had an encounter with the bear. He was outside the yard when he spotted the bear lurking beside the oak tree near the garage. He wanted to scream, but could not. No sound would come out of his mouth. He wanted to run, but could not. His legs were numb. His arms were numb. He could not move. It was windy. Branches were whipping back and forth. Twigs were snapping. The bear moved closer to the tree. "Help!" Louis tried to call. "Help!" But he could only hear the scream in his head. "Maybe if I play dead, the bear will leave me alone. Maybe it'll go away." Louis slowly lowered himself to the ground and curled up into a ball. He held as still as he could. His arm itched, but he could not scratch it. He needed to cough, but dared not. The wind blew, and the bear was still there, inching closer to the tree. Louis lay still for a long time, so long that he fell asleep. Oh, I don't know if I would do that. He awakened by the bear pawing at his shoulder. "No!" Louis shouted. "No, please, no!" And this time, the words came out of his mouth. And when he opened his eyes, he saw not the bear, but his brother Gus nudging him. "What? What's the matter with you?" Gus asked. "It's only me. You fell asleep out here." Louis looked around, searching for the bear. "There!" he shouted. "Watch out, there's a bear!" Gus followed Louis' stare and then slowly moved toward the bear. "No, Gus, don't!" As Gus continued across the yard, Louis grabbed his arm and tried to pull him back. "Gus, don't!" But Gus kept going, and when he reached the bear, he lifted it up and turned to face Louis. Is this your bear?" He was holding a puffy brown jacket. "It's probably Max," Gus said. "He's always leaving stuff here." Louis was so relieved that he thought he would faint, but he was also embarrassed. He'd been afraid of a jacket? "Don't tell Mom or Dad," Louis said. "I won't," Gus agreed. "One time I was afraid of a moth." And that is chapter 27.
Please stand for the American flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's remain standing for the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.